What's the point of dreaming if it can be taken away? So I met my husband in high school and we ended up in the Air Force together. We had an amazing life. He was flying during the day, and in the evenings we would go to soccer matches or different things, and we were really able to grow as a family. He had been deployed for 2 weeks, so I had my 2 and 4-year-old, and I was driving home. As soon as I got in, started getting everything off, and I got a knock on the door, and I honestly was like, okay, what did someone forget? Who knocks anymore? Like, we don't knock on the door. I opened the door, and at that moment, there were 3 men in service dress at the door, and they said, Mrs. Emily, we have some news. Well, when he died, I felt like my future also died. And I felt for the first year and a half, that really everything that I did it through the eyes of grief, of really just how do I survive this? And part of it is like, well, what's the point of dreaming if it can be taken away? And so living with grief, you really do. It consumes you. And I knew that I did not want it to consume me. And so that's when I started therapy. That's when I started talking with friends about it. And that's when I knew it. Like, I believed God. I took him at his word that it would be used for good. And so I started a journey, started a quest to figure out what it could mean to live a life of grief and joy, to live a life of parenting kids who didn't get to experience the amazing dad that they had. There's so many ways that God showed up in like tiny moments. Just things that people would say, which they didn't know the significance of it, but it would be things that Dee would say to me. Those moments that you're like, I see you, God. Our squadron was a big family because there's something that happens when you are experiencing things together. Not only did I lose my husband and my best friend, but they lost their brother. And they were there every step of the way. Even to this day, I could call one of the 200 people and they would instantly be here to help. So it's really the support, the family and friends. Without them, like I would not be here today. No matter what we go through, no matter what we're doing, everything can be used for good. And it's just about healing and leaning into God. That's one of the reasons why I would never, if I had to redo it all over again, as hard as it was, I would never lose the relationship I have with Christ now, just because he's so real and so present and such a friend. To expect the unexpected is just to embrace life as it comes at me and just to say, okay, like as long as I'm walking with him, we get to choose. We get to choose the joy through it, and we get to see God through it. And as soon as you're willing to see him and see his presence, like he makes himself known that you're not ever alone. So my life doesn't look like I had planned, but God has taken every piece and turned it into something beautiful.